apologize if you can hear music in the background. My neighbor is deciding to clean their whole car out right now and blast their music right next to my window. And I want to go say something, but I'm not going to. Which brings us into this subject of this video. I'm tired of people pleasing. That's it. That's what all this video is about. Me ranting about people pleasing because I'm sick and tired of it. And it seems like YouTube and making these videos is the only way for me to be able to get out my feelings without having to bother anybody else. Because it seems as of late, whenever I try to reach out or try to do things where I need some advice from somebody, it just doesn't cut out. So I'd rather just let my passion for the way that I feel out in a different format. And I guess that's going to be YouTube. And making videos. But I've always grown up doing things for other people. I rarely would do things for myself. And I think what has been a big issue with me getting older and trying not to upset others is constantly being a people pleaser for anybody. It could be strangers, it could be close friends, it could be family. And I've never been the type to say no. And I think that's a huge problem when you start to get older and you start to adventure and you start to figure out this new type of person that you're becoming, especially when you're trying to change your life. I told myself, and I made a video prior to this, that in the next 6 months, I wanted to change things around. I wanted to completely flip my life around, be a completely different person, live delusional, be able to take in all the things that I think I deserve, work on manifesting things, positive affirmations, and so much more. But there is all these other traumatic instances where I haven't been able to really get down on it and change that. And I know that people pleasing is one of those. And it goes for all different types of aspects in my life. But the main one that really hurts me and makes me so behind with certain things is that I'm always constantly doing things for other people. And I'm never really doing anything for myself. I'm always being there for others when they're rarely there for me. And I never set boundaries on that. I never call people out for that. And I always end up having people call me out on it, which I'm always understanding of that. And I think that's another problem that I have, which is coming into this people pleasing thing, is that when people call me out on it, I just let it be and don't have a full-on conversation about it. Because half of the time, I don't even think that I'm the one that's actually doing anything wrong when it comes to people pleasing. Not anything else of that sort. Like, I know when I make my mistakes, I know when I'm wrong. I always try to apologize for it and be understanding. But when it comes to people pleasing, it's like I'm always wrong. Like, for saying no, for sticking up for myself, for setting boundaries, for being like, I don't want to do that because you are always asking me to do stuff for you when I don't want to do that. And it's really bothering me lately because, again, I've been trying to change the way that I live, and I can't constantly keep doing stuff for other people when I barely can even do stuff for my own self. And that's another thing on top of everything else, is that I'm constantly telling myself, you got to put yourself first. Like, the only person that you should be people pleasing is yourself. The only person you should be pleasing is yourself. How can I please all these other people if I can't even please my own self? And that's what's tearing me apart as a human being, is that you will constantly pour yourself out into so many others, but it's never reciprocated. And as I start to get older, as I start to realize so many new things and that I'm constantly changing every day, that's one thing that I told myself that I cannot just keep doing to myself. I'm not gonna keep putting myself through that, putting myself in these situations where I'm reaching out to people, I'm always doing stuff for other people, but then whenever I'm like trying to edge that on or trying to go in this aspect of like hoping that they would reciprocate it, it doesn't end up happening. And I think that it gets scary because then that's when people start drifting away and start pulling away from you when they know they can't get anything else out of you. But we live in this weird world where there's so much happening and so much going on where it feels like you constantly are on edge and you constantly are doing things that you don't have to. And in order for me to change the way that I'm living, I know that I have to stop doing that. There's even been times where it'll be the simplest things that I'm like, I just don't want to do that. I know you feel me. Like, I know you understand. I know you understand that. Like, there's just so many instances where it's just like, I don't want to do that. And it could be anybody. It could be my parents asking me to do something that I'm uncomfortable with. It could be family members that are asking me to do something where it's just like, I don't feel like doing that. Or it could be friends constantly asking you this, that, and the third. And it's like, no. And then once you say no, it turns into this whole ordeal. And it's honestly terrifying because I know that in this day and age, people's spans of like keeping things together are not held tight. Like, people snap like that, and people's mental health is all over the place. And there's so many chances where you know that if you speak up and you finally put your foot down, that it's not gonna go the way that you expected. And as a people-pleasing person, that's honestly one of the most scariest things for us, because when we're constantly people-pleasing and doing stuff for others and we finally put our foot down and we realize how they truly have been acting, that hurts us more than we realize. And it's honestly heartbreaking, because there's been instances where I finally have put my foot down and said no and decided that I wasn't going to be a people pleaser anymore. And those people did not like that. And the reactions that you get are terrifying. It's like you want to constantly be that person that can be there for everyone, but it's really difficult when half the time either those people can't be there for you or you can't even truly be there for yourself. And I know that I have been constantly trying to work on that, because there's times where I don't even be there for myself. Like, and I know that it's something that I need to work on. It's something that I've talked to therapists about, and it's an ongoing challenge, because you can't just stop people pleasing out of nowhere. Most of the time you gradually will start to set boundaries, talk to people about these certain things and stuff like that. But even then, it still is really, really hard, and you'll still catch yourself doing it at the end of the day. But it sucks. It sucks when you finally say no and you finally get that courage, that strength to stop people pleasing and to be there for yourself. And so many people turn against you and they don't understand that. There's plenty of people that do. There's like, you know, the real ones, your day ones that'll totally understand, and you have that mutual respect and they're always there for you. You're always there for them. It's a give and take type of thing. But there is so many other instances where I've had people in my life where I am pouring myself to them, giving myself to them. It can even be like mutual creators and stuff like that. Even when they ask me to like support their stuff and I don't even get a like in return. I don't get a no, oh my gosh, I love this video, like blah, blah, blah. I don't even get a comment, nothing. And I just realized that I'm really sick and tired of that. That's not okay to me. That's not cool. Life is way too short to constantly keep giving love to others when they can't even give you love back. And that could be for anything. That could be for if you're people pleasing in a relationship with somebody, if it's just your friends, whoever that is in your life, because it drains you. You already have all these stresses on top of everything else, and now you're letting this crazy thing drain you. And I'm sick of it. I know you're tired of it. That's the reason you're even watching this. I know you're tired of it, and I'm tired of it too. So let's just make a pact from now on that we're gonna work on this and stop letting people suck the life out of us, because that's something that I'm really tired of. And we're just done people pleasing. We need to put our foot down and start saying no. And I definitely made this video for myself, because I'm gonna be rewatching it. Like, you need to listen to your own words. All right. I'll see you guys in the next video. I really appreciate it. I hope I can chat with you guys about this in the comments. So I'll see y'all later.